bestbookbits.com brings you the book summary of Life Force, How New Breakthroughs in Precision Medicine Can Transform the Quality of Your Life and Those You Love by Tony Robbins and Peter Diamandis. Instant #1 New York Times bestseller, transform your life or the life of someone you love with Life Force, the newest breakthroughs in health technology to maximize your energy and strength, prevent disease, and extend your health span. What if there were scientific solutions that could wipe out your deepest fears of falling ill, receiving a life-threatening diagnosis, or feeling the effects of aging? What if you had access to the same cutting-edge tools and technology used by peak performers and the world's greatest athletes? In a world full of fear and uncertainty about our health, it can be difficult to know where to turn for actionable advice you can trust. Today, leading scientists and doctors in the field of regenerative medicine are developing diagnostic tools and safe and effective therapies that can free you from fear. In this book, Tony Robbins, the world's #1 life and business strategist who has coached more than 50 million people, brings you more than 100 of the world's top medical minds and the latest research, inspiring comeback stories, and amazing advancements in precision medicine that you can apply today to help you extend the length and quality of your life. This book is a result of Robbins going on his own life-changing journey. After being told that his health challenges were irreversible, he experienced firsthand how new regenerative technology not only helped him heal, but made him stronger than ever before. Life Force will show you how you can wake up every day with increased energy, a more bulletproof immune system, and the know-how to help you turn back your biological clock. This is a book for everyone, from peak performance athletes to the average person who wants to increase their energy and strength, to those looking for healing. Life Force provides answers that can transform and even save your life or that of someone you love. Introduction by Ray Creswell. No matter what quandaries we face, business problems, health issues, relationship difficulties, the great social and cultural challenges of our time, there exists an idea that will enable us to prevail. We are on the cusp of profound medical advancements as artificial intelligence begins to unlock the mysteries of our bodies and brains. Yet many conventional healthcare practitioners are still caught up in the old paradigm and don't practice medicine as an information technology. This means that each of us has to take control of our own healthcare. We now have the ability to prevent, treat, and soon cure diseases with biotechnology, guided by artificial intelligence. We are beginning to reprogram our biology in the same way we reprogram our computers. We must do everything we can today to be as healthy as possible for as long as possible in order to benefit from the fast approaching merger of AI and medicine. Now is the time to make maximal use of the latest medical knowledge to help eliminate our chance of disease and to drastically slow down the aging process. The tools to enhance and extend our lives are already in our hands. We just need the courage to question outdated assumptions that limit our ability to use them. Tony and Peter live by this philosophy and have written this book so you can too. On with the book summary. Life Force, Our Greatest Gift, Chapter 1, implores the readers to embrace revolutionary treatments that are made possible due to cutting-edge biotechnologies and the spectacular advances in the field of medicine. It emphasizes the never-ending possibilities of our life force for health restoration and vitality. I want to empower you to take full advantage of the revolution in diagnostics, biotechnology, and the regenerative medicine. It has already changed my life in ways I could never have imagined. It's transforming healthcare from the top to the bottom. It promises to expand our strength and vitality and potentially how long we can live. Thanks to technology, every phase of medical treatment is being reimagined. On the front end, sensors and networks are upending medical diagnostics. In the middle, robotics and 3D printing are reinventing traditional medical procedures. On the back end, artificial intelligence, AI, genomics, cellular medicine, gene therapies, and cell editing are transforming medicines themselves. Taken all together, biotech is remaking sick care into genuine healthcare. It's changing the medicine from the one-size-fits-all system. We grew up in a totally new model, future-looking, proactive, personalized precision medicine. Tony's role in writing this book is to help you unleash the pure, vibrant, turbocharged energy of your life force. What better gift you could give yourself than the ability to optimize your vitality and strength to last and even increase with age? One of the central principles understanding this book is that you need to function as the CEO of your own health. You need to function as the CEO of your own health. Regenerative medicine doesn't just treat your symptoms. Its goal is to reverse or cure the underlying problems. The power of stem cells. Chapter 2 sheds light on the significance of stem cells, which can be considered to be our body's repair kit. In their purest form, stem cells exist after childbirth, when they are still unaffected by viruses or destroyed by the consumption of alcohol or tobacco. What makes them extraordinary is that they can develop into any tissue, brain, heart, lungs, etc. I know you've heard about stem cells, the precise birthright given to each and every one of us. They have two unique superpowers. Unlike other cells, they can divide and renew themselves for a lifetime. What's more, like a cellular skeleton key, they can unlock an almost limitless array of healing powers. They can differentiate into whatever type of cell our body needs. They can repair or replace more specialized tissues in our skin, bone, muscle, blood, retinas, liver, heart, and brain. And on top of everything else, stem cells can strengthen our immune system to help us keep healthy and strong. In a nutshell, stem cells are the body's repair kit. From the moment we're born, our stem cell reservoir starts drying up. It's a process called stem cell exhaustion, and it's believed to be one of the main causes of aging. As we get older, some of our stem cells get used up. Most of them stick around, but lose the ability to repair or replace our damaged tissues. As we reach 25 or 30, the rate of decay begins to accelerate. Human beings are at their biological best at birth. It goes downhill from there. Frozen at the age of 0, placenta cells are in top condition. Their DNA is uncorrupted by viruses or UV rays, untainted by alcohol or tobacco, or the cosmic radiation that penetrates planes at high altitude. They're as close to pure natural commodity as it gets. Best of all, they come from the natural afterbirth of a healthy newborn, which makes them both plentiful and free of ethical issues in their use. The placenta also acts as a defense system to protect the developing fetus from a wide range of threats. The organ contains supercharged anti-cancer immune cells, which may be the big reason that it's virtually unheard of pregnant mothers with cancer to pass it on to their babies. These are cells that can deploy into almost any tissue or organ, skin or brain, heart or bones, lungs, or pancreas or bladder. Diagnostic power. Breakthroughs that can save your life. Chapter 3 shows 5 tests that can be done in order to determine the state of a person's health, 3 of which are used to assess heart disease, cancer, and Alzheimer's. The other 2 types of tests deal with your hormone levels and heavy metals. The goal of this health assessment is to prolong people's lives by prevention. In this chapter, I'm going to share with you the latest technology, 5 tests that are critical to help you assess your state of health. The first 3 deal with the most feared and formidable killers in our society, heart disease, cancer, and Alzheimer's. The other 2 can help you attain peak vitality at any age, whether you're in your early 30s or mid-80s, by helping your body purge metal toxins and your hormones maximize your capacity as opposed to slowing you down. There are 2 elements that massively impact our quality of life, yet are not routinely measured: levels of hormones and heavy metals. Suboptimal hormone levels represent the greatest solvable cause of reduced performance, lack of energy, and even brain fog. Heavy metals can silently build up to toxic levels in your body and have a similar impact, but quick and easy blood tests can help you find out where you stand and what you need to do to restore your body to peak condition. If there's one thing that's unassailable when it comes to your health, it's that ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is pain. Ignorance is disease. And ignorance can lead unnecessary, avoidable procedures and even death. While Grail can search for more than 50 types of cancers with a simple blood test, like any test isn't perfect, it can't detect every cancer type, especially brain or kidney cancer. But that's where the use of a full body MRI comes in. MRI, magnetic resonant imaging, is a powerful type of imaging that uses magnets, not radiation, to form high-resolution internal images of your body. Imagery that can find early solid cancer wherever they are lurking. Together, Grail and MRI full-body imaging can detect a complete spectrum of cancer at very early stages. Early detection equals early treatment, less evasive treatments, and better survival overall. Turning back time, will aging soon be curable? Chapter 4 deals with ways to improve people's quality of life by revealing the impact of environment and people's lifestyle on their life strength and energy. It emphasizes the importance of psychology, that is, positive emotions, on our overall well-being. Aging, quite simply, is a loss of information. It's our biological age that matters. It's the number that best predicts our prospects for living another 30 or 50 vibrant years or more. Science shows that we don't all age at the same tempo, but emotions don't exist in isolation. They're heavily influenced by your psychology, most of all by your energy. Low energy tends to bring negative emotions. Your energy is determined by the universe inside you, your 30 trillion or so living cells, the fundamental unit of every tissue and organ and system in your body. To put two and two together, our quality of life is the quality of our life of our cells. It's where the rubber meets the road. The miracle of organ regeneration. Chapter 5 reveals that organ regeneration is more than a miracle. It's becoming a reality. In the near future, organ transplantation can be replaced by 3D printed organs harvested from genetically modified pigs or organs created using other stem cell platforms. The decade ahead will be known for many dramatic health advances, but few will be more astonishing or impactful than this one. We may each soon have access to a set of backup organs. Today, the transplant in waiting time can be years, which for many people might as well be never. But what if people didn't need to wait for someone else to die before they could get a healthy kidney or heart or liver? Dead and damaged lungs can now be restored and preserved in good condition for up to 22 hours, enough time for them to be flown out for transplantation with a 100% success rate. Another stem cell-based platform, 3D printed organs. A 20-year-old technology is fast advancing from skin and bladders to solid organs like hearts, kidneys, and lungs. You keep digging until you reach your destination. You go full tilt. You liquidate doubt. You do not waver. Better than just about anyone I've ever met, Martine rejects what I call the tyranny of how. You can construct the reality you desire when you have massively transformative purpose. You know you're going to win before you actually win. At that moment, the bioprinter can handle anatomical details down to 6 microns, about 1/4 of a width of a human hair, or the size of the smallest blood vessels in the lung. I can barely imagine anything more exciting than having access to a spare set of organs ready for waiting for the time when our body parts eventually wear out. The mighty CAR T cell, a breakthrough cure for leukemia. Chapter 6 talks about the most devastating disease of our time, cancer. The accent is on CAR T cell therapy, which involves removing a defective gene or inserting a helpful gene. T cells have been used to detect pathogens that are harmful to the body and destroy them. CAR T cells are the ultimate fighters against cancers in a highly personalized treatments. Of all the diseases one would love to avoid, with the possible exception of Alzheimer's, the C word is probably the one feared most, cancer. The war against it has been waged for decades, with only minor progress. Did you know that all of us, throughout our lives, are accumulating mutations leading to the precancerous cells? As we are exposed to factors such as toxins, sun exposure, secondhand smoke, and unhealthy diets, precancerous mutations accumulate in our cells. When we're healthy and young, our immune system destroys those cells and their damaged DNA before any harm is done. But as we age, our immune system weakens and can be overwhelmed, a term referred to as immunoexhaustion, and ultimately many fail to detect cancer at its earliest emergence. That's when these precancerous cells keep growing and dividing until they become fully fledged malignancies. That's when the real problem starts. CAR T cells are the ultimate in personalized medicine. They're a living drug crafted from the patient's own tissues, and arguably the most complex cancer treatment yet invented. And here's one sure thing. The therapy wouldn't be nearly as advanced as it is today without Carl June's intrepid commitment and maverick ingenuity. T cells are the immune system's infantry, its essential line of defense against outsiders. Over eons of evolution, T cells have been trained to search out and destroy any foreign party or pathogen that might be toxic to the body. Topping the most wanted list are cells with foreign DNA or NRA, like viruses or bacteria. One reason that cancer cures are so elusive in that tumor cells fly under the radar like an invasion of the body snatchers. To reliably take down cancer cells, T cells need to sniff them out to recognize their signature proteins or pathogens in a particular way. They need a superpower gadget, a way to crack the tumor cell's camouflage, something like infrared night vision goggles, only on a molecular scale. CAR Ts are a part of Bloodhound, part Claw Crane, and part Hitman, all in one miniaturized package. Incisionless brain surgery, the impact of focused ultrasound. Chapter 7 identifies the latest and most advanced technological tool for incisionless brain surgery. This breakthrough has significantly relieved the symptoms in thousands of Parkinson patients and the pain in other patients with cancer and other diseases. Focused ultrasound has dramatically improved patients' quality of life. One goal is to stop opioid overdoses, which kill nearly 70,000 people in the US in 2020. According to Dr. Zezi, more than 5,000 Parkinson's and essential tumor patients around the world have found significant relief with Insight's Tech's ultrasound therapy. Clinical trial data shows that the average patient's tumor has improved by 69% in 1 year after the procedure, 75% after 2 years, and 76% after 3 years. As Dr. Desi explains it, these people get better over time. This technology both improves patients' quality of life and reduces the cost of their care. Gene therapy and the CRISPR, the cure of disease. Chapter 8 presents the staggering possibility of completely eliminating diseases in the future with the use of gene therapy. CRISPR gene editing technology is already being used to deal with DNA mutations that make patients ill or significantly damage the quality of their lives. Can you imagine that you could cure your child's congenital blindness with a mere injection of CRISPR treatment into the back of their eye? As you'll soon discover, this is happening today. Imagine using gene therapy to reprogram damaged heart cells, scars, and convert them into healthy beating heart cells. You'll learn how scientists using CRISPR restore the eyesight of a teen on America's Got Talent, helping him to overcome his inherited genetic disorder. Genetic diseases are caused by mutations in the DNA, your genome, your code for life, so the solution was to find a way to replace that bad DNA with good DNA, or in computer terms, debug the system. Why does cheaper, faster genomic sequencing matter? Because it gives us a map of how cells function, so we can design better interventions. It's a healthcare game changer. Put differently, there are a few main ways to fix a cell. Gene therapy replaces defective or missing DNA inside a cell. Gene editing, techniques like CRISPR, allows you to repair the DNA inside that cell.
and stem cell therapies replace that cell entirely. Thanks to our increasingly accurate maps, all of these interventions are now hitting the market. Technically, it's an engineering tool that allows us to target precise locations in the gene code and then edit that DNA. Want to remove the string of DNA that produces muscular dystrophy? Simple. Just target that spot in the genome, unleash SRSPR, case 9, and snip, snip, snip. Problem solved. One way to think of it is as genetic equivalent as a trusty word processing program. SRISPR allows its users to snip a stretch of DNA and then either disable the affected sequence or replace it with a new one. The fact that more of these novel SRISPR associated proteins are being identified is wonderful, because it means that more options now exist to perform exquisitely targeted gene editing and to make multiple edits at the same time. That's great news for precision medicine. The wondrous WNT pathway, the ultimate fountain of youth. Chapter 9 explores the possibility for the body's renewal and preventing degenerative diseases using pioneering medical treatments. WNT pathway makes recovery and rejuvenation a high possibility, especially due to the biosplice scientific breakthrough. Groundbreaking medicine is a slog. When you're out to change the world, it's usually 2 steps forward and 1 step back. Biosplice is taking diseases that traditional medicine considers incurable or even untreatable, from arthritis to Alzheimer's. From the day we're born until the day we die, our lives depend on the descendants of the embryonic stem cells that leave us at birth. They're called progenitor stem cells, descendants of stem cells that then further differentiate to create specialized cell types and maintain and repair every system in our body. One family of progenitor cells replenishes our blood and bone marrow. Another fixes damages to our central nervous system. A recent discovery that gives new hope to people with spinal cord injuries, or Parkinson's or multiple sclerosis. A third, the epithelial family, keeps our skin supple and our hair follicles sprouting. WNT special. It signals our progenitor stem cells to make specific types of tissue, when, how much, and when to stop. As Osman explained, it is huge to say in how our cells differentiate and also how they proliferate or multiply. So how important is WNT? Let's just say it's the foundation for all animal life. But if we could retrieve the clear and timely cellular signals of our youth, or what David Sinclair calls our lost information, we might reincarnate our optimal cells, our 20-year-old cells. The big bioslice breakthrough is to bring the WNT pathway back to base. Their small molecule medicines target and penetrate particular stem cells and dial them up or down. Think of the dimmer switch that controls your table lamp. When they're turned up, those tired, depleted cells in our joints or lungs or scalp will erupt into a frenzy of regeneration. When they're turned down, overabundant bone cells, for one example, the main cause of osteoarthritis, repeat and leave room for more cartilage. When they're turned down, it also affects malignant tumor cells and they stop multiplying uncontrollably. Order trumps chaos. Homeostasis is restored. Your ultimate vitality pharmacy. Chapter 10 identifies medications and supplements that help people feel livelier and more energetic. It draws from deep and systematized knowledge about peptides, metformin, hormone optimization therapy, NAD, and key nutraceuticals. Your ultimate vitality pharmacy contains a wealth of options to turn back your biological clock and make you feel more vibrant and alive. We're talking about concrete steps you can take today to retrieve the energy and pain-free functionality, even the appearance of youth. Unlike chemical drugs, peptides preserve the body's natural feedback loops and restore our homeostasis, our natural balanced state. If you're healthy, they can help you reach and sustain your physical peak. If you're ailing, there's a good chance they can help make you better. They're accepted as a low-risk therapeutics for diabetes, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. How does metformin work? Like intermittent fasting and intensive exercise, it stresses the mitochondria. It throws the body into hunker down and repair mode, with a three-pronged mechanism involving our liver, gut, and muscle cells. It lowers blood sugar, a critical factor for anti-aging. The beauty of metformin, as opposed to insulin or other diabetes meds, is that it won't drive the body into hypoglycemia, which is low blood sugar, a dangerous condition. If your level is healthy to begin with, metformin will keep it that way. Our cells absorb small amounts of NAD+, precursors from certain foods, but it would be tall order to drink enough milk or eat enough salmon or mushrooms to make up our age-driven shortfall. So what's the solution? It's twofold. The first solution, according to Dr. David Sinclair and other top scientists in the age reversal space, lies in NAD+ supplements. Chapter 11, Living Pain-Free. Chapter 11 offers a variety of tools used to fight and alleviate pain, such as PEMF, postural therapy, ultrasound combined with a cocktail of bioactive molecules, and even virtual reality. Detecting the source of pain is the first step to improving the quality of life in patients who frequently experience pain. Pain is also big business, which makes a lot of sense when you consider the chronic pain is estimated to affect 20% of people at some point in their lives. Opioids, including oxycodone, commonly sold as oxycodone, and fentanyl, are powerful painkillers that are highly effective at relieving pain after surgery or trauma. The downside is they are highly addictive. German philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer said, "All truth passes through three stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident." All this is to say that if you're in pain, don't despair. There are tools to help, and we're going to share with you how to access them and how to self-advocate. For the best results, you must drill down and find the source of the pain instead of merely treating symptoms. Energy is what sustains human life. Our bodies rely on a charge of energy to fuel every cell. Likewise, an optimal level of magnetic energy is required for optimal health. That energy is maintained when we consume the nutrients and minerals we need, get quality sleep, and stay active and energetic by moving our bodies. Pain occurs when your body gets out of alignment. Think about it. Our body's number one job is to keep us upright, balanced, and in sync. In order to heal, he would first need to find the source of his pain, his posture, and balance. You see, Egoscue believes that the human body is perfectly designed. Pain creeps in only due to overuse, injury, or underuse that puts the body out of balance and sets us up for injury. Most kinds of bodywork are based on the theory that pushing on tissue, massaging, or kneading it is fundamentally to get it to relax. So what if I were to tell you that the secret to easing pain lies in something as simple as some gentle repositioning? The longevity lifestyle and diet. Chapter 12 reinforces the notion that simple changes in our diet may have lasting positive effects on our vitality. Furthermore, it advises against a sedentary life, and it promotes adopting a lifestyle that includes physical activity, quality sleep, and healthy foods consumed in a preset eating window. The simple lifestyle changes that we're about to share with you can have an immediate and enduring impact on your vitality, your energy, your strength, and your quality of life. The good news is that these actionable insights are available to you right now. All you need is a solid grasp of what works and a commitment to harness the understanding in ways that will dramatically increase your chances of living a long, vigorous, and healthy life. In short, your basic day-to-day lifestyle choices will have a profound impact on your quality of life, your health span, and your life span. And those choices are entirely in your hands. One of his favorite examples involves telomeres, which are the protective caps at the ends of your chromosomes, much like the plastic tips on your shoelaces. As you age, your telomeres tend to shorten, causing your cells to malfunction and die. Shorter telomeres are associated with an elevated risk of premature death from many illnesses, including heart disease, Alzheimer's, type 2 diabetes, and a rogues gallery of cancers. To put it bluntly, as your telomeres get shorter, your life gets shorter too. Longo also recommends eating fish a maximum of 2 to 3 times a week, being careful to avoid types that contain notorious high levels of mercury, including tuna and swordfish. When Dr. Longo recommends that people adopt the habit of fasting, they often respond about as enthusiastically as he's suggested, sleeping on a bed of nails. They see it as a crazy idea, he says. Lots of people are still in the camp of eat all the time, and if they go 1 or 2 meals without eating, they think they're going to die. The power of sleep, the third pillar of health. Chapter 13 draws on incontrovertible scientific evidence that quality sleep is synonymous with better health. Short sleep almost certainly increases the risk for serious diseases and medical conditions, such as Alzheimer's disease. Establishing a sleep routine may significantly improve people's physical and mental health. One of the many miracles of modern science is that it's become possible to measure more accurately than ever the many benefits of sleep and the devastating effects of sleep deprivation on our biological mechanisms. The health implications are so remarkable that sleeping better has become an urgent priority for me, Peter Diamandis, Bob Hari, and many of the most high-performing people we know. Dr. Walker says he used to regard sleep as a third pillar of good health, along with eating well and exercising regularly. But I think I've changed my mind. I've now suggest that sleep is probably the foundation on which those other two pillars of diet and exercise sit. Walker, who is English, emphasizes that modern epidemic of sleep deprivation isn't just an American phenomenon, but a global issue that's especially bad in rich countries. But when adults routinely start to get less than 8 hours of sleep, their risk for serious medical conditions increases significantly. Once you get below 7 hours of sleep, the brain stops being able to perform in a cognitively optimal way. I'm sorry to tell you, but this is about to get worse. A lack of sleep is also associated with a heightened risk of developing Alzheimer's disease and dementia. It even contributes to psychiatric conditions like depression and anxiety, and significantly reduces the ability to experience pleasure and positive emotions. Strength, fitness, and performance, your quick guide to maximum results. Chapter 14 makes a significant point about the tremendous importance of daily exercise. Finding the best combination of physical training, intensity, and recovery will inevitably yield positive results and will prolong your life expectancy. Exercising just 15 minutes a day can slash the risk of death by 14% and boost life expectancy by 3 years on average. Too much pain is not gain. Achieving the right dose of exercise and effort is the key to success. Muscle mass should be considered a new vital sign because it gives you youth and energy and strength. It makes you look better, it makes you feel better. Whether you're a man or a woman, increasing muscle mass is within your reach, no matter how old you are. If you're looking for a straightforward, inexpensive yet highly programmed for building strength, here's what Billy recommends. He suggests focusing on a minimum of 4 exercises: squats, lunges, push-ups, and planks that are guaranteed to increase your muscle power if you perform them with the correct form and consistently try to do more each time. Remember that you want the right dosage of exercise for the greatest result. Otherwise, you don't get results and you'll just burn out from waste of time. Your challenge is to create a sense of demand on your body and its muscles, as simple as just 10 or 15 minutes of demand at least a few times a week. Beauty, enhancing your visible health and vitality. Chapter 15 talks about the external, visible representation of our inner vitality and life force. It provides information on the technology used to enhance our physical beauty by improving our health in the process. Experiencing satisfaction with our appearance can also have a positive impact on our mental health as well. The point is, your external appearance isn't superficial. After all, it's a reflection of your inner health and vitality. A better reason to care about how you look is that it can strongly affect how you feel about yourself. You radiate confidence when you look and feel your best. That sense of physical well-being is a serotonin of self-esteem. I'm not arguing that you should obsess about your appearance, since there are so many things that matter more. But why wouldn't you want to look your best as much as possible, so you can relish that vibrant sense of well-being on every level, both inside and out. When you have cells from a newborn, those very, very young growth factors, that's as youthful as good as it gets, says Holtz. It can be used in regenerative joint and tissue repair, but there are also opportunities to use those growth factors in facial rejuvenation, hair restoration, overall skin rejuvenation. For the cosmetics industry, one attraction of AI is that it can be used to analyze mind-bending quantities of data in order to provide customized product recommendations. Women's health, the cycle of life. Chapter 16 deals with the myths regarding women's health and reveals truths about women's aging in connection to reproductive aging. It mentions the possible negative consequences of unhealthy eating habits, lack of physical activity, toxins, and hormonal imbalance on the female reproductive system. Studies suggest that women possess a genetic advantage over men that partly accounts for a longer lifespan, but differences in sex hormones and social factors also play a role. For women, aging is closely tied to reproductive aging. Why? Because studies show evidence that menopause accelerates the aging process in a woman's body. So taking birth control pills does nothing to slow the rate of ovarian aging. In addition, there is emerging data on the side effects of long-term hormonal birth control use. So it's important to speak with your doctor and educate yourself about all your options and what's best for you. We know ovarian aging can be accelerated by many factors, including environmental stresses, the foods we eat or don't eat, exercise, sleep, toxin load, medically induced agents like chemotherapy or radiation, and a myriad of other conditions. Be kind to your body, appreciate its gifts, sleep, move, don't consume overly processed foods, eat your greens, choose organic when you can, rest and digest. How to mend a broken heart. Chapter 17 reinforces the importance of prevention in fighting heart disease. A healthy heart is a result of maintaining a healthy weight and normal blood pressure, adopting a physically active lifestyle, getting enough quality sleep, and not eating processed foods. In addition, Prevent Pioneering Biotechnologies has even achieved heart regeneration. The heart will continue to do its critical work, dependently delivering this life force to us over and over, beating about 35 million times each year until finally, one day, it stops. You have the power to influence your heart health through factors that you, yes, you, can control. That includes choosing the right foods to eat and avoid, maintaining a healthy body weight, limiting your alcohol intake, not smoking, getting sufficient sleep, and exercising regularly. It's hugely empowering to realize that even the most basic shifts in your behavior can save, extend, and invigorate your life. As you probably know by now, regenerative medicine is different than other types of therapies because its goal is to cure or reverse underlying injuries instead of merely treating the symptoms temporarily. Remember that regenerative medicine is critical for the heart because heart cells don't divide. Heart cells lost to a heart attack are gone forever. There's little room for failure. The heart is one organ that really has to work perfectly when you put it in, says Taylor. You don't have two hearts like you have two kidneys or two lungs or multiple liver lobes. I can't emphasize enough the little things you can do that can keep you from needing most of these therapies in the first place. So please, take this entire book in for your benefit and for those you love. If you'll take care of yourself today and encourage those you love, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, dear friends, family, extended family, to do the same. Your brain, treating strokes. Chapter 18 exhibits recent breakthroughs and treatments for improving the quality of life in patients who have suffered strokes. Robotic gloves, VR headsets, exosomes, the GDF11 molecule, and the red laser light in combination with holography. These developments in the field of medicine can help the brain change itself and allow people to regain more control over their own bodies and lives. The key to boosting the chances of recovering from a stroke caused by a clot is something called tissue plasminogen activator, or TPA. It's the only FDA-approved treatment for strokes caused by clots, and it gets busy dissolving the clot. But small communities and rural hospitals don't always have a stroke team to quickly evaluate a patient and decide to administer the drug. Of course, prevention is king. with stroke and all kinds of degenerative diseases, so make sure to exercise regularly, eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, avoid smoking, and maintain a healthy weight to maximize your body's circulation. How stroke impacts survivors depends on which part of the brain has died. Stroke, after all, results in oxygen starvation of a piece of brain tissue and brain death. One of the biggest challenges that stroke survivors must overcome is that their body no longer does what they want it to do. What do I mean by that? I mean that joints may flex involuntarily. A hand might grab a cup but be unable to release it due to its increased muscle tightness. The brain can change itself, says Dr. Sim, now a postdoctoral fellow at the Stanford University, so there's a lot of potential for recovery. The severity of a stroke can be mediated by the exosomes, which is really exciting to see. This is telling us that there is hope for people who have really bad strokes. How to win the war on cancer. Chapter 19 offers a range of tools that people can use either to prevent cancer or to detect it relatively early. There are groundbreaking blood tests that can be used to detect 50 types of cancer. Another method for early detection is a full body MRI that in the near future might move from the hospital to anybody's home. In terms of therapy and personalized treatment, CAR T cells, NK cells, and exosomes can be successfully used to fight cancer. It's when our immune system fails us that cancer takes hold. So it makes sense that a high-performing immune system is one of the most important ways to defend against cancer and virtually all diseases. If you want to stay healthy and head off trouble, there's no better diagnostic tool than the newest form of whole-body MRI. As Dr. Bill Kapp says, the whole-body MRI is the most useful test right now to find any aberration. Of course, you can also find abnormalities in your genome sequencing and your blood chemistry, but the majority of all the immediate and emergent life-threatening diseases are found in your MRI scans. We can do an amazing job of keeping you alive and can even help patients recover from stage 3 or stage 4 cancers, explains Dr. Kapp. But wouldn't it be wonderful if you knew you were going to get cancer before it happened? Once you know what's going on inside your body, you have the option of making smart adjustments to optimize your health and vitality. For example, the diagnostic test we use at the Fountain Life gives you a clear picture of how much inflammation there is in your body. What does that matter? Because scientists regard inflammation as a key culprit in aging and specifically in cancer. As you age, you lose the ability to stimulate the immune system as robustly as when you were a child. We use peptides to boost immunity by boosting T cells. T cells and their progeny, natural killer cells, which are also known as NK cells, circulate looking for tumor cells. The fact is, muscle is the largest endocrine organ in the body, and people with enough muscle mass have a significantly lower incidence of cancer and other illnesses. The higher the muscle mass, the higher the immune function, the longer you live. By clearing a path for T cells to attack cancer, immunotherapies like these make it possible to survive cancers that used to be a surefire death sentence. But for the reasons that aren't yet clear, checkpoint inhibitors cure only about a quarter of patients who receive them. Conquering inflammation and autoimmune diseases, bringing peace to the body. Chapter 20 presents the latest medical treatments used to tackle the excruciating pain and discomfort caused by Crohn's disease, rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes 1, and other autoimmune diseases. Stem cells once more prove to be irreplaceable when it comes to groundbreaking treatments that reduce inflammation in the body. In Crohn's disease, the immune system mauls the cells of the large or small intestines. In rheumatoid arthritis, it wrecks the membranes that line our fingers and toes, ankles, and wrist. In type 1 diabetes, it destroys the insulin-producing cells of the pancreas. In multiple sclerosis, it shorts out the wiring of our central nervous system. In lupus, the invasion is global, tearing into kidneys, lungs, skin, heart, and brain. There are two main types of inflammation, acute and chronic. Acute inflammation is painful but generally positive because it starts the healing process. In the first few minutes after an injury, the damaged tissue sends off an SOS alarm throughout your entire body. By making your blood vessels leaky, hence the swelling, acute inflammation enables immune cells to quickly enter the affected area and start immediate repairs. The beauty of bioelectronics is that it takes aim at a specific bundle of nerve fibers. It targets the tissue or organs where the immune system has run amok, but nowhere else. The therapy calms inflammation by depressing cytokine levels across the board, but stops short of wiping out any one of them. The immune system stays intact to fight another day, gain without pain. As our stem cell army gets exhausted, there comes a tipping point where the immune disease is rip-roaring away and you don't have enough of your own stem cells to control the immune response. Mesoblast solution is to replenish the body. A highly concentrated dose of stem cells goes just to the right spots, whether it's the bloodstream or the knees or the heart muscle. When the ejected stem cells sniff out signals from injured tissues, they go into action mode and release a first wave of anti-inflammatory cytokines. Diabetes and obesity, defeating a double threat. Chapter 21 is about the epidemic of diabetes and obesity, particularly in the Western world. Maintaining healthy body weight is vital in reversing the process that leads to the development of diabetes too. It's worth mentioning that obesity is the second biggest risk factor for premature death, especially since there is a direct link between different cancers and obesity. Adopting at least one healthy habit, such as avoiding sugary drinks, can make a great difference in people's health and vibrancy. Diabetes and obesity are dangerous twins that are combining to produce one of the worst epidemics the world has ever seen. The diobesity epidemic is running rampant in the wealthier parts of the world and has also begun to infect many developing nations as they adopt aspects of an unhealthy Western lifestyle. To give you a sense of how important your weight can be, let's just take COVID-19 as an example. The number one factor for someone dying from COVID in 2020 to 2021 was age. The average age was 80. The second biggest factor was obesity. Studies have shown that 78% of those who died from COVID were overweight or obese. 1. Obesity stresses your immune system and your heart, and it leads to diabetes. So it's no surprise that obesity radically increases the risk of dying from COVID. Overall, obesity is the second leading risk factor of premature death in North America and Europe, second only to smoking, according to the World Health Organization. And finally, obesity has direct associations with many types of cancer, including cancers of the breast, uterus, gallbladder, colon, esophagus, pancreas, liver, thyroid, and kidney. Specifically, losing weight rejuvenates critical insulin-producing cells in the pancreas known as beta cells, and the regenerative of those cells can actually put type 2 diabetes into remission. The food environment is a powerful predictor of how we eat, says Scott Kanan, MD, Director of the National Center for Weight and Wellness. And in America, the unhealthiest foods are the tastiest foods, the cheapest foods, the largest portion foods, the most available foods, the most fun foods. I encourage you to create a habit that I adopted in my early 20s, no more soda. Try drinking water with lemon. It's one of the simplest things you can do to transform your health, and after a while, you don't even miss it. It turns out that losing weight, even amounts that may seem relatively trivial, can dramatically benefit overweight people with insulin resistance or pre-diabetes. Alzheimer's disease, eradicating the beast. Chapter 22 depicts the frightening symptoms of one of the most feared diseases presently, but also some of the most promising treatments and tests for early detection. Since prevention is critical for any disease, in order to avoid or at least slow down our cognitive decline, we can take certain steps to ensure a healthier future. Less stress, enough sleep, exercise, new skills, and healthy food are some of the factors that can help us fight the loss of brain function. It destroys language and memory and logical thought. It robs people of their very identity and all they are and everything they've been. If we lose that capacity to think clearly, who are we? All of us can take concrete steps today, from simple lifestyle changes to cognitive training, to greatly improve our odds of staying sharp through the years. will have a much better chance of dodging the grey twilight of Alzheimer's, for which there is only one recent FDA-approved medicine, as well as at least severe but more common disorder called mild cognitive impairment, also known as MCI. The only Alzheimer's drug on the market removed the amyloid plaques in the brain. The catch is that this doesn't restore your cognition. It's like putting out a fire that has already destroyed the entire forest. Vaxente's treatment is delivered through a simple intramuscular injection, similar to a flu shot. People in the brain training group reduced the dementia risk by a whopping 45% for the investment of less than 20 hours of their time. Imagine the possibilities if people train their brain as frequently as they hopped on a treadmill. Longevity and the power of exponential technologies. Chapter 23 is about biotechnologies that are revolutionizing people's life expectancy. Artificial intelligence is becoming an invaluable asset in transforming general medicine into personalized medicine and developing low-cost, custom-made, and highly effective drugs. Aging is not just running down of the system, says Dr. Collins at the Vatican. It is a programmed process. Evolution probably had an investment in having the lifespan of a particular species not go on forever. You've got to get the old folks out of the way so the young ones can have a chance at the resources. The Human Genome Project, backed by NIH, took 13 years and $3 billion to sequence the first genome, all 3.2 billion letters of your life. Today it's under $1,000 per genome and takes less than 1 day. Within 2 years, the Illuminai's newest machine, it could cost as little as $100 and be completed in 1 hour. If we could accurately predict protein structures from an amino acid sequence, it would open the door to a new avenue of low-cost and accurate drug development. Bionaut Labs first seeks to revolutionize the treatment of the central nervous system, SNS disorders, using the micro-robots less than a millimeter in diameter called bionauts. These are remotely controlled by direct magnetic forces to steer their payload. Once inside the brain tissue located adjacent to a tumor, for example, the bionauts are magnetically triggered to release their payload. Their accuracy is on par with surgeons' accuracy, whose standard deviation falls in the single millimeter range. Today, bionauts can deliver biologics and small molecule therapeutics with unprecedented precision, creating an extraordinary quality of life. The power of mindset. Chapter 24 emphasizes the fascinating effects that people's mindset have on their physical health. One example is the placebo effect, which relies on the power of the mind to heal the body without actual drugs. Moreover, positive emotions result in a positive mindset, which is highly beneficial for the body. And most of all, how do we find fulfillment? Here's the short answer. It's not the number of years that matter most. Either way, it will be up to you. We can't predict the number of days we've got left, but we can absolutely control what we get out of them. Here's a fascinating example of your mindset at work, the placebo effect. What are placebos? They're harmless medicines or procedures that are used to test a therapy's effectiveness. But if you thought placebos have no real impact, you'd be mistaken. A positive mindset can reverse the aging process. Remember that saying, you're only as young as you feel. The science tells us it's true. We've seen that our mind can make us healthy, but they can also make us sick as well. Not only that, they can also create a contagious effect of fear. We are the creators of our own meaning. If we take control, otherwise we let the external world tell us what is good, bad, terrible, or horrific, and it usually isn't the positive meaning. Is it? In the end, our life is controlled by what we focus on and the meaning we give it. The emotions that grow out of meaning powerfully affect what action we take. If one person is infuriated by an incident at their job and someone else is inspired by the very same situation, how do you think they'll respond? The same way or different ways? No matter what drug you've prescribed, as long as you're focused on what's missing, what you can't control, and past regrets or anxiety over the future, you're going to be angry, frustrated, and or depressed. The power of decision, the gift of living in a beautiful state. Chapter 25 is about what living in a beautiful state entails. Every person deals with stressful situations, however. The goal is to develop an inner strength that will help us overcome any life obstacles and difficulties. We need to learn from our mistakes and accept that problems are nothing other but challenges that will make us stronger. In spite of people's beliefs, no matter how smart, attractive, successful in business or in financial terms, no matter how good a person you are, everyone will experience extreme stress at some point in their lives, probably more than once. No one escapes it. Extreme stress is going to be given in your life. So the real key to have an extraordinary quality of life on your terms, is not to hope you get lucky and that nothing happens, but to develop the kind of psychological and emotional strength that makes you resilient enough to use whatever life brings to you to create something even greater. We must learn to discipline our disappointments. Some people let disappointment destroy them, while others let it drive them. That's a choice. And as we've discussed, we are the meaning makers. We can decide what to focus on and what things mean, and what we're going to do as a result. So how do we create an extraordinary quality of life? There are two worlds we need to master, the external world and the internal world. I call these the science of achievement and the art of fulfillment. I've decided my spiritual vision for my life, the way I want to live it every day, is being committed to living in a beautiful state no matter what happens. And last, it's my heartfelt prayer that this book has touched not just your head, but your heart as well. And as a result, you'll even take better care of yourself and those you love. Perhaps you'll get those tests in advance or make a list of the things in this book that are worth making new habits out of, so that when a challenging time comes, you're already prepared. And that's a wrap on this book, Life Force by Tony Robbins and Peter Diamandis. Tell me what you think in the comments below. If you want this book in PDF format, if you want this summary in PDF format, click the link below to download this. Now, always recommend go out there, read the book if you like this summary. Check it out. Tony Robbins obviously got so much stuff online, so just Google Tony Robbins, and also Peter Diamandis, done a lot of great things together and individually. Now, we at Best Book Bits are on our way to 1,000 book summaries, so if you want us to summarize a book, let us know in the comments below, or drop me an email at bestbookbits@gmail.com, or hit me up at Instagram at bestbookbits. Also, if there's a favorite author that you want me to interview, also let me know too. Thanks for watching and listening. Have yourself an amazing day, and if you want to sponsor this channel, you can by going to bestbookbits.com/products, where you can purchase our premium products and services from coaching, consulting, ebooks, books, courses, all the fun stuff. So check us out there. Thanks for watching and listening again. Have yourself an amazing day. Go out there, get your life in order, and Life Force, get your body in perfect health. Bye-bye now.